and welcome to Inside Ball, the continuous preview of round one. We've had 2 games. We've got another 6 to go. Kevin Walters, hello.
How are you? Welcome back to Australia, Ben.
Yeah, mate.
How are you?
Good. Got back yesterday.
Highlight of Vegas for us?
Highlight of Vegas was Fremont Street on the Thursday night with, the English singing. It was a special night. Look.
Were they singing their team song?
The Hull Kingston Rovers song. Yeah. It was quite special. I had a different perspective on Vegas this time. I enjoyed it a lot more than I have in previous years. Right. Maybe because I was sober. Might have had something to do with it. I was a lot clearer in the mind this time round. But look, it was very, very enjoyable.
So that Fremont Street, they get all the teams down there.
Yeah, all the teams down there.
The fans.
Yeah,
and what's all this breakdancing and stuff?
Everybody dances. Greg Marju from the Newcastle Knights did a backflip and then did this music. Mate, Stephen Crichton was unbelievable. Pasami Sulu was very, very good.
Right.
Not a lot of Cowboys were good dancers, not very much. Jeremiah Nanai, Murray Tuolangi, very good.
So did they? They just get up and start breakdancing?
They get up and then they play a bit of music, and one player goes up there and dance.
They request the song that they want to dance to?
I suspect that might have what happened.
Right.
But look, I've got to give a shout out to Peter V'landys and Andrew Abdo. I mean, very easy to judge and knock if things don't go right, but to give praise when
they made it happen.
Peter V'landys is a visionary. The game's never been in a better state.
Yeah.
The money that has generated and what he's doing for this game, I had a good chat to him, mate. He's on a health movement at the moment. He is as skinny as skinny.
Yeah, he looks pretty fit and healthy. He doesn't drink.
He's got the fade in the hair. He's looking the part at the moment. PVL done a good job. Anyway, it was very good. It was an enjoyable, but I'm pleased to be home. A lot going on around the world at the moment. I was very happy when that plane, thank you to Qantas, hit the runway here in Brisbane. I was like, thank God, I'm home. I shan't be going overseas in a big hurry.
I don't think anyone is at the moment.
I'm not rushing out the door at the moment.
That stuff.
Hey, lot going on, but I think the biggest story that has been in the headlines for some time, and it came to a head a couple of days ago, is the future of Zach Lomax in the NRL.
Yeah, this annoys me, Dobbo. He's one of our elite players.
Yeah, okay. So
former Origin.
I know.
Or current Origin, not former. Current Australian. Well,
let me just tell everybody, if you're late to the game, and then you can get on your soapbox, all right? End of last year, Zach Lomax had a 3-year deal, 3 years remaining on a contract. He went with his manager, Clint Schikoski, and his lawyer to the Parramatta Eels and said, I'd like a release. I've been given an offer at that stage, a potential opportunity to go to rugby to R360. Parramatta gave him his blessing on one proviso. The condition was that if you did come back to rugby league, that you would play with no other club other than the Parramatta Eels. Zach signs it. He agrees to it. Parramatta get him off the cap. Now, Parramatta were, Jason Riles, nothing against Zach Lomax. They were happy because they obviously needed, they believed cap funds in other areas. They needed cap funds. Space. Yeah, they had cap space. R360 fell over, right? Now, if you do look at it
now, just remembering that he left Parramatta with their blessing.
Yeah, but he asked for a release.
Yep.
Right. And then you get about to go on your soapbox. All right.
All right.
So, R360 falls over. He wasn't the only person that retired from rugby league. Pappenhausen and also Jai Gray, they were being mooted. Pappenhausen retired. I will say this, and there's nothing.
Nelson was chased up too, wasn't he?
Yeah, but those three, Jai Gray, Pappenhausen, and Zach Lomax, all managed by the same manager, Clint Schikoski. I'm just saying that.
Yep.
Okay. R360 doesn't work. Lo and behold, Zach wants to get back. Surprise, surprise, the Melbourne Storm want to have his services. Parramatta have said no chance. Now, they are getting what they offer from Melbourne to Parramatta was $750,000 outside the cap. That's just a $750,000 that, and they wanted Ryan Matheson for 2 years. Right? No, for 1 year. Ryan Matheson wanted a 2-year contract at the Melbourne Storm, right?
Yep.
And that was the reason why the deal fell over.
Right.
So now Zach Lomax will not play in rugby league till 2028 when he's free. They've given him an opportunity, so he has 2 years in the wilderness.
1 year off the agreement.
Off the 3-year deal. So we've lost an Origin player and a potential Australian player.
Now, this isn't over yet, Dobbo.
All right.
Peter V'landys, my man Peter.
Yes.
He wants Lomax and Andrew Abdo. They want Lomax playing in the NRL. Why would you want to ship a player of Zach Lomax's capabilities off to another game. Well, they've already taken a couple of.
So what do you think? You think that poor Zach Lomax?
I'm not saying poor Zach Lomax, but he needs to be playing in the NRL, mate.
Well, he's not until 2028.
Yeah, but how did Parramatta get the services of Zach Lomax?
Well, he left St George. He left St George, right? Because he wanted to move on. He wasn't happy at St George.
They brokered a deal to break his contract at the Dragons.
Well, did the Dragons stop him, Kev?
No, they didn't.
No, because they didn't want him.
Right.
They
did want him.
Yeah.
Zach probably,
but not at the money. They thought he was.
Well, what do you want your cake and you want to eat it too?
Yeah. Well, okay.
They,
Parramatta have done the right thing. Parramatta have stuck to their guns and said, you know what? You decided to leave. Off you go. Now, I interviewed Peter Volandis last Sunday on this, and he said, look, people make mistakes. And he's right. Zach Lomax made a mistake.
I'm not saying he didn't make a mistake.
He's been forgiven. He can come back in 28.
Oh, righto.
So what, you don't think?
I think it's absolute garbage that we lose a player of Zach's quality and capabilities to our game. That's all I'm saying. As a fan of the game. And Parramatta get up on their high horse and you beauty.
Shake the tree, Kev. Shake the tree. There'll be another one coming out. There'll be another footballer equal to Zach Lomax wanting an opportunity. Every year we bring up new. There's a system there. I'm sorry. And look, I disagree with you so big on this. I agree that it's not great. We don't have Zach Lomax playing in the game. I see that, and he's a good kid, and he made a mistake.
But you're tipping all the data on Zach Lomax, and it's his fault. Surely there's Parramatta's at fault here.
How are Parramatta at fault? How are Parramatta at fault? They granted him a release.
Their demands for him to come back into the NRL are too high.
Hang on,
But we'll re-sign him then.
Kev.
Re-sign. We've been this argument, so we're not going through it again.
Well,
right?
it's now finished.
But I'm on the player's side and you're on the club side. So
no, I just think that I'm
on the game side. I want him playing in the game.
You know what? If we continue to go down this road, what's stopping another player doing the same thing?
Mate.
Well, it does happen,
and
Kev.
He's one of our elite players.
Yeah, but mate.
So
this is what happens,
anyway,
mate.
Let's just move on, mate.
Yeah.
What'd that bloke say?
You want to say move on?
Move on.
I don't become like what are you becoming like a McGill? Are you?
Move on.
I'm not moving on at all.
Come on.
If you want to go,
right.
if you want
we
to
don't agree on that.
Yeah,
so
we certainly don't.
Right?
We certainly don't.
And my big point, and
of course you're going to back the players, and I'm not backing the players.
I want to see the best players playing in our game.
Well, you know what?
Same with Payne Haas. He's staying in the game.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's completely different stories.
Anyway.
Well, I'm pleased at Parramatta. I just want to say this one thing, and then I do.
No.
Well done, Parramatta. At least you stuck to your guns. You know what? And we don't, and I mean that. Righto, 24 players unavailable with the start of round one.
Right.
Kevie,
we're going to do some investigating on this.
Why is it?
There's some players suspended.
Yeah.
Some players carry over injuries from last year, 2 or 3 knees. But that's a lot of players. 24 and of our best available in the NRL aren't playing this weekend for whatever reason. Now that's too many. That's too many. That's a top third. That's a roster basically, a full roster of NRL players unavailable this weekend through different.
Well, injury
measures.
plays a part. It's a collision sport.
Injury, I get that, but there's more. There seems to be more players getting injured these days. A lot more knees,
soft tissue as well.
Training injuries. So I mean, I don't have the answer for you, but it's just disappointing. Some of the players that aren't playing, like Josh Adokar, for instance.
Yeah, it's a thumb
to kick
trial.
Off.
Thumb in the trial.
Hurt his thumb in the trial, right?
Yep.
Unavoidable, but wouldn't
Xavier
you love to see
training exercise
Xavier
happened.
Coates,
Training. Yeah,
Sean
Xavier
Law,
he's
Katoa. We all know what happened there.
Yeah, I mean,
Loureira's suspended. This is just Friday night. Our Thursday night's game. So it's just disappointing. But I thought. I don't know. It just annoys me that there's that many good players not playing this weekend.
Right.
But we still got some great players there. Thursday night.
Okay, let's get to Thursday night. We're going to start previewing all the games. And obviously, this is a big thing. This is a big game.
I'm going to answer a few little questions about every team as well.
Parramatta take on Melbourne. Amy Park. It's a home game. The Parramatta record in Melbourne.
Well, every team's record
is a dog's breakfast. It's like wrap it up, and it's a dog bowl.
Don't even bother showing up.
No, but
Parramatta.
I'm going to tell you something right now, Kevie. Dissect this one.
Right.
But I can smell an ambush.
Yeah, well, can you? Well, what was it, 22 or 23 wins in a row for Bellamy?
Yeah.
Round 1 at the Storm.
I can smell an ambush.
Right, and last year they were beaten 58-18, the Eels. Now, they've improved since then. I get that, right? Bellamy's got 5 players missing from last year's grand final side. They're unavailable or left the club. So it's going to be a big ask for the Storm. This is their biggest test in a long time, right? And that's the big question mark over the Storm. The big three: Harry Grant, Cameron Munster, Jerome Hughes. They haven't won a premiership yet together. The old big three left. We all know who they are: Smith, Slater, Cronk.
Yep.
And they haven't reached those heights again, the Storm. They've made 2 grand finals.
Yep.
Great achievement. Don't underestimate that. But surely the burning force in these 3 players drags them to another premiership. I think the Storm can win the premiership, Dobbo.
Geez, you gone off early. Seriously.
Why would you back against a club like the Storm with their history and their...
I don't care.
Their head coach...
You just told me why. All that's great. No Eli Katoa. No Ryan Papenelson.
Well,
No
Failongo
Nelson.
is...
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Papenelson's
He's injured.
very good player.
Okay, I'm just telling you now, I don't think...
That kid's going to be a superstar, Dobbo. And
Failongo.
And what
I
gives him
agree.
more confidence, Billy Slater actually gave him one of the biggest raps I've seen him give a player recently about him re-signing when he had a player of Papenelson standing in the game in front of him. He's backing himself. He's got his
They got
opportunity.
a great spine, no question.
You watch this kid fly. In
I've
fact,
seen him. We've seen him. We saw him score a try against you blokes. I remember what he did against you blokes.
the Clear Mountain stud. What do you... What,
The
what is
difference?
the difference?
No, you're not giving him the difference yet.
Well,
No,
he can
it
be
could
our
the
Thursday
difference.
night difference, right? But
Right.
we'll get to the difference later, right?
Yeah.
For the Clear Mountain stud.
Just calm down on the Clear Mountain
Yeah.
starter, right?
Right.
Just calm down.
All right, but-
Bob, you
But
got to calm this
hey,
bloke
listen,
down.
Putting a line through the Storm is last year in that...
No one said they're going to Koh Samui. I'm just saying
Then
you've
you
come
said they're
out
not the
before
Storm.
round 1 and said you think they can win the comp. Now, come on.
I'm not the only one who thinks that, surely.
Well, the punters don't. And the
Well, the
bookmakers
punters-
don't. The bookmakers don't.
Well, what have they got them at?
Well,
6
they're
or 7
down.
to
They're
1?
down. They're down.
Yeah, righto.
Okay,
Well, they know.
so anyway, Parramatta go
Right.
against
the
a good
big
side.
question is those 3. They got to deliver a premiership for the Storm, right? For the Eels, Jonah Pezzett and Mitchell Moses come into the halves, right?
Broncos, Jonah Pezzett, yes. Okay.
Yeah, right. Last year they had Dylan Brown there. Do you think Dylan Brown?
Yeah, but they didn't have Moses to start off with. Moses got injured.
No, let me finish my question. Did you think Dylan Brown is a better player than Jonah Pezzett, or they're about the same? Or if you're going to pick a team right now and you've got Dylan Brown or Jonah Pezzett,
We take Brown.
right? So he's got some learnings to do, Jonah, and I think the Eels are putting some unreal expectations on him, right? And he'll be fine with Mitchell Moses because obviously I'm a big fan of Moses and what he brings to a team. Have they got enough forward strength? The Eels, are they big enough?
Well, I've got a wrap on some of their forwards.
Junior Barlow's
Junior Barlow's good. Jack Williams is very good.
Yep. The kid from Queensland.
Yeah, mate. He's very good. And I've got to be honest with you. I think Parramatta are a smoky this year. I thought their back end of their form last year was very good.
Yep.
You talk about Dylan Brown. Dylan Brown didn't fire a shot from.
No, well, he didn't get
and
it.
he didn't get much of an opportunity
He
last
didn't
year. He
get
was
much
very good.
opportunity, right.
So I mean,
but he showed in the Pacifico his
yeah,
class.
he's good,
right?
and he was good the other night.
He was
but
okay, yeah.
what I would say was, Mitchell Moses is such a good footballer.
He's
You
a
know,
gun, mate.
every single team has that one player,
Yeah.
right? And they are the difference in that
Yeah.
player. If you've got Mitchell Moses in that side,
Yeah.
with Jonah, I don't care. I saw
Yeah.
what Jonah did in that semi-final against the Bulldogs, mate, and he was outstanding. Now, can he do it week on week on week?
Of course he can.
Yeah.
He's
Well, this
shown
is
that.
the learning, and this is the
But
good
flip the
thing.
coin. Look who's playing for the Storm: Cameron Munster, Jerome Hughes, and Harry Grant. Right.
All right.
Anyway, Storm are third in the betting markets. We've just been told.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Anyway,
okay.
so who are you going for? You're going for Parramatta. Upset. He's not brave enough.
I'm going to say this now. I think
You won't
Parramatta.
be-
I think Parramatta can win it.
Yeah, I do too.
I really do
I
think
too.
Parramatta can
Well,
win this
Mitchell
game.
Moses is there, 100%.
But I am at pains to bet against a Craig Bellamy
There we
stat.
go. Now
Okay?
you have got some. Have you just taken a common sense pill?
No, I just can't bet against on this week.
Good.
I don't think Melbourne are going to be in the I don't think Melbourne are a top 4 side. I'm going to say that. Right, that's at the start of
Tag
the year.
that down.
Okay,
Gus.
I don't think they will, but I think they'll beat Parramatta. Only just. It's going to be a lot closer. It certainly won't be 58 points to 18.
Right.
It won't be an embarrassing Sunday afternoon
So
where they went
have
on
you
a
got
cricket
the Eels
score.
in the 8?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I have.
No, I think they can make the 8 as
Yeah,
well.
I've got them in the
But
8.
I don't think right now they're as good a team as the Storm, so I'm going for the Storm.
Okay.
Right.
All right. We go to Warriors taking on the Roosters.
Are you working on Thursday night anywhere? Well, you don't work Thursday
No,
night.
Thursday.
So
well, I
you're
work,
free.
but I won't be doing that.
Thursday nights, you know.
Yeah, not in the league. We'll be doing Parramatta Broncos the following week, but Thursday nights.
Is your rest
this
night?
is tonight. No. I'm off at Blackbird Dining.
Oh, some of that going to
Little
spend
paddock-
some of that
little-
US
little-
cash
little-
you picked up.
Paddock to plate number. If you know, you know. Anyway, Warriors take on Roosters tonight, tomorrow night, Friday night. No Mitch Barnett,
the
no
early
Luke
game.
Metcalf, no Tamari Martin. They're halves, Tanner Boyd and Harris Tavita. Look, me, and then I'll go to the expert. I think the Roosters are minor premiers and could be the premiership favourites.
I don't disagree with that either.
And
They're obviously in the top four, the Roosters.
we all know
right?
that New Zealand is a hard place to travel to, and it's a hard game to win on the road, especially there. But
but without those key players, it's a different lineup for the Warriors, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. Well, no Reece Robson, but they go with Benai Elu. So he's in there,
He's got
and
the
that
nine
Connor
job. Watson's on the bench.
Watson's on the bench,
Right. No Victor Radley either. He's serving that suspension. Another one of these 24 players that unavailable. But I like the Roosters forward pack. Nafahu White, Collins, Crichton. They're all international players, mate.
Mate,
Blake Steep, Nat Butcher.
Mate, they talk Blake Steep is going to be the next captain of that club.
Well, he's in the 13.
I have a mad man crush on Blake Steep for how good he goes.
Right.
Like he is just. I know Nafahu White's like everybody's seeing him and Collins. They're unbelievable. But that Blake Steep, what he does for work is just unbelievable. You know what I'm most excited about? And I saw that trial. I know you were up the coast that day and you covered that game. But the DCE Sam Walker,
it's
like
getting
how
like
it's
a
going
house
to,
on
like
fire.
mate, you throw in there, Billy Smith, Nwangani Tuase, Tedesco. It just keeps on going.
Yeah.
Tupo. They're primed. They've
Primed for
worked
a big
up
season.
big season.
Remember, they started last year with
I got
the
beaten by
Broncos
58 points.
belted,
58,
and their
yeah.
first 3 or 4 games, they were, scratchy.
It was a masterclass by Robinson to get them to the 8. That's honest. I mean, I know they got bundled out, but gee whiz, they had a good year.
Yeah, and obviously Sam, I know DCE's big. That's the big question mark. Can those two get along? Of course they can. I believe they can. Now DCE hasn't won a premiership since 2011.
Yeah.
I think he was only like 20 or 21.
Well, he's going to be judged, and talking to somebody very close to the Roosters.
Cooper Cronk.
I'm not talking about who I spoke
You mates
to.
with Cooper.
He'll be judged on his football in September and October. That's what Daly Cherry Evans.
September.
He's been bought there, and that's where the judgment will. And Cooper was judged at that as well. Cooper was there 2 years, 2 premierships.
Yeah.
Delivered, right? That's where Daly Cherry Evans will be. That's where, round games are fine. They'll be there. Where he'll be judged is what he does in the business end of the season.
And I think that's probably a fair assessment, but Sammy Walker. Okay.
Oh, mate, he's my Dally M medal winner. I've got him for the Dally M.
Yeah.
I've tipped him for the Dally M.
His first 40
No
minutes.
pressure from the nation's capital, my friend.
His first 40 minutes in that trial, it was only a trial game, but he's a class player. So if he can stay on the field and DCE can assist him and guide him, he'll play a secondary role. Yeah, Roosters
Who wins
in
it,
for a
mate?
big season. You can't go past the Roosters in that one. Even over in New Zealand, I think they'll get their season off to a great start. Broncos, Panthers.
Match of the round.
Broncos are favourites.
Match of the round. Sold out, Suncorp Stadium, 7 o'clock kickoff because of daylight savings.
Here, 7 o'clock here.
8 o'clock in Sydney.
Right. What's the mail out of the Broncos? Are they going to take anything out of the World Club Challenge? Did they?
Well, they should. They've started again with Pakesy over. And I don't mind it. I don't mind the Pakes starting over Hunt. But I'm surprised by it. I mean, Pakes is off contract at the end of the year.
Now,
right?
this is it actually going to happen? Because I know they've been named.
No, I think
often coaches can change their mind. And
well, it went the other way. It's exactly what happened from that form. But I suppose they don't want to wear out Honey. They want to bring him on when, and look.
That doesn't matter who plays 9.
Look,
what matters for the Broncos is a number 1, what he does.
Yeah.
And the 7.
And the 6. I think they're a bit light on with Gajeski and
no, Jack
and Ricky.
Gajetski's a good experienced player, mate. He won't let you down, Jack.
No, I just think they're a bit light on the edges. That's me.
No.
They need a bigger game. This is not a lay down for the Bronx. This is look. I'm going to back them. I'm going to back them, but the spine is the spine too old. I heard Gordy's comments the other day. You got two 36-year-old halves in that side, and that's Renault and Honey.
Yeah. Well, it won't be easy for them, but their big problem, not so much problem, but the issue for the Broncos is, can they back it up? Can they turn around from being the hunter into being the hunted?
Now, I got a question for you because Ezra is different gravy, right? Now, I ran into Ezra yesterday.
Yeah.
And I said to him, mate, when are you coming on the podcast?
Well.
And you know what he said? And Ezra, he said, when Kevie cooks me a roast.
We've been promising that.
No.
For him and Walshy for the last
he
3
said
years.
to me, when Kevie cooks me a roast and invites me to home, I'll come on the inside ball. So, Master Chef, Kevin Walters.
I'll get something.
Well, I'll just quickly, I don't want to deviate a bit, but he is different gravy, Ezra. Like, great bloke. He's carrying a box, right? He's just walking along the street. I was up getting a sandwich at Paddington, right?
Right.
And I didn't see him, and he went, "Oi!" And it was him. I said, "Hey, Ez, how are you?" He's carrying a box.
What's in the box?
What would you think would be in the box?
Footballs, clothing.
One would think that. Remember those old circular atlases that go on your desk that you could spin around like a map of the world?
Yeah.
He's got one of them. And I'm like, what do you do? Like, I see to myself, I didn't even know they still made them. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
But Ezra, he's an important part. He's a huge cog to this. Like, when Ezra fires, and you've seen it, mate.
You don't need to ask me about Ezra.
He's elite. And I feel like last year he got better as the year gone, but he just couldn't shake off.
No, he had some mental demons last
He
year.
couldn't just shake off what had gone on. He's had a pre-season.
Fresh.
He's injury-free.
He's
He's fresh. I think he can burn.
He's a gun, mate.
As Kevin Walters says, you can't beat pace.
No.
You can't coach it, and that's what Walsh and Mazda do.
Football intuition as well, that instinct, that natural instinct to attack.
Take the line on.
So
okay, give us your
that's
tip.
the big one for the Broncos.
Give us your tip.
The Broncos at home, but the Panthers, they'll be hungry.
They want to. They know.
Now, Liam Martin's not playing for the Panthers, which is a bit of a hole for them, but they're fortunate they've got some good back rowers that can cover that with Sorensen. Luke Garner will be filling in that role. And Papali'i is going to probably move into bench forward, middle forward role, But the Panthers will be hurting Dobbo.
Of course.
They were up by 14-0.
Prelim, mate. We
Never
remember
happens
it.
to the Panthers.
But here's what I will say. As you say, when you got to side with Edwards, Cleary, Talangi, and Mitch Kenny, that's a spine.
Well, that's a big question.
Then you throw Yo in, right? Throw Moses Leota.
Yeah.
Mate, throw Bon To'o, Alamotti, mate.
McLean.
His form's been unbelievable. I called him in that All-Stars match. Like, I think and I know, but I think a lot of people are forgetting about the Panthers because, the dynasty's over. No, it's not. They got to a prelim last year, right? They won 4 in a row. They lost their first one, won 4 premierships in a row. Got to a prelim last year. On any other day, they just got cooked at the end. They were tired. They were cooked at the end. Let's just call it for what it is. How they're not? I know the Roosters are leading the betting at the moment with the Bronx, and I understand.
Are the Roosters ahead of the Broncos?
No, they're all around the same.
Same.
But I think Penrith are the real smoky for the year. The real smoky for the comp. I just think that they've gone and looked at it. They've come back. I think Nathan got engaged. Is that right? Did Nathan get engaged?
Oh, did he?
Well, I saw
Mary
something.
Fowler.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, she's over here at the moment, isn't she? Playing in the
that might be
Pacific
wrong.
Championships.
I might have. AI, was it? Yeah. You just don't know what to believe.
Your kid's been on your phone again?
No. I've been on AI for other reasons. Anyway.
Come on, mate. Keep it clean.
I've been away on my own for a bit.
Righto. So we're both going Broncos there.
Yeah, we're both going Bronx.
But in a tight contest, I reckon. Right?
52,000.
The scary thing for the Panthers, scary thing that Reece Walsh mentioned about the Broncos spine, and they have 7 games last year together, not even that.
Walshy,
Ezra,
Reynolds, and Ben Hunt.
Or you can throw in Pakesy there too. That's a good spine, right?
A good spine. You got to have a good spine, no question.
And he feels they're only just scratching the surface.
Well, he can feel what he wants. I don't care.
Anyway.
But anyway, we're tipping him. Okay, Sharks Titans 4:30, Cronulla, Shark Park after dark. I'd say Sharks are a bit of a smoky.
Well, they haven't really.
New South Wales Origin, Aiden Fanua-Blake.
He'll be in that one.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, they've got a good side.
Very good side. They've been one of the most consistent teams the last few years. Can they take the next step, Dobbo, though? Can they take the next step?
Well, they've got
Have
a
you got
coach.
him- you got him in your eight?
Yeah, I have. They've got a
Yeah.
coach that's got DNA. Yeah, Craig Fitzgibbon's got DNA for that. I think. Look, where are the question marks for me? I don't know if there are a lot.
Well,
I don't know if there are a
their
lot.
halves are-
Okay, you
Nico
could say
Hines and
Nico and Trindle. Yeah,
Blake Brayley, he
Yep.
went to the next level last
He
year.
did.
You expect that the same from him?
Aiden Fanil-Blake, unbelievable. Tommy Hazelden, unbelievable.
Yeah, they've got
they've
good
got
strong forward
mate,
pack.
Nakora.
They'll be thereabouts,
like-
right? Have they got too much for the Titans on Saturday afternoon? Yes, they have. The Titans are on the improve. You know, they've got new owners. They've got a new coach in.
So Jaden Campbell's out. I wasn't prepared to put the line through him. And Jaden Campbell did. Now, my mail is on this. He did it last week. His hamstring last Thursday, right? Now, I spoke to the coach yesterday, and Josh Hannay said, look, everybody's saying a month. They think it'll be 2 weeks.
2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, they think it'll be 2 weeks. So they take on, I think, the Cowboys in week 3. So I think that is where you'll see Jaden Campbell. But, mate,
Good opportunity for Lachlan Illies.
well, his trial form was unbelievable.
And he's a genuine number
He's
seven.
a number 7, and I think he can play himself into that side. Talking to the Titans, and look, I went down and I had lunch with the owners and Steve Mitchell and Dennis Watt, Josh Hannay a couple of weeks ago. And I got to tell you this now. That club is going to be successful. I absolutely, I understand in the past they've had some, but they shared everything. Their vision of where they are, the new facilities they're building, what they believe, their development. They've got Todd Carney in the development. They've got some. They are working hard at the level where you've got to keep blokes there.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think the Sharks will be too good for the Titans this week.
Yep.
But I expect a much improved.
Well, we saw improvement from them in the trials,
Yep.
particularly their defence.
Yep.
Now, we all know they can attack. They've
Yep.
got some good attacking players there. It'll be their defence. So that'll
Well, Kenny, don't write off Kenny. And there's some good footballers in there.
I'm not writing them off.
No, but when you look at that forward pack, and I go, okay, Mo, Tino, Bo Firma,
all Origin players.
all Origin players. AJ, Keanu Kinney, Ilias. Okay, what am I missing here? Well, we're missing they're a bit light on the centres, no question, right?
Yeah.
Jojo
Jojo Fafita's in the centres, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's a good player,
I
mate.
just think that potentially, and you're right.
They got strike.
Yeah.
It's not their attack, Dobbo, that's going to determine their season. It'll be their defence. And from what we've seen so far, their defence has actually improved. So they'll need to be better defensively. If they win 28-26 on the weekend, which probably won't happen against Cronulla, right, that's a good result for them, but they need to fix up their defence.
Yeah.
Get it under 20 average, and they'll be okay.
So we've seen teams with poor defensive records turn it round, and I'm just looking at what they have. Like Kennedy Kinney, you take that. You take Kinney over Kennedy. When you look at Max Feeney, probably he's under Kale Hero. Yeah.
Hero every day of the week.
Every day of the week. But, mate, I'd take Sami over Stone Street on the wing.
Yeah.
I'd take Brimson over Trindle.
You go on the old man up, are you?
Yeah, I'd take, and I am. And I think when you've got Verrills, Mo Fermor.
You go on the Titans then. Go on.
I'm not going to, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be closer than you think.
Yeah.
Josh Hannay is an former assistant coach. He knows the Sharks as well as anybody.
What was he doing there? Their defence or their attack?
Yeah, he was doing their defence.
Right.
Right. I think it'd be closer to think, and I think Ilias is for a big game.
Yeah.
And Cooper
Good
Bye will
opportunity
shine.
for him.
Yeah. So
Cooper Bye off the bench. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Love it.
like that. All
Big
right.
Tino Fasul Malawi.
Who are you tipping?
Oh, I'm going to tip the Sharks in a tight game, like you.
Yeah, righto. Manly taking on the Raiders.
Go the Raiders. Go the Green Machine.
Interesting what Stick's done here. Interesting what he's done.
Yeah,
he's made some changes. Like no place for Matty Nicholson. Like none at all.
Yeah.
Mate Morgan Smithy's off the bench.
Yeah.
Zach Hosking's off the bench.
Yeah.
He hasn't
Strong
mucked
bench,
around.
though.
Yeah, but you know what? And no Owen Paddy. Owen Paddy was unbelievable for him last year.
Played every game last year.
He started Starling, which I'm pleased he did because Starling went to another level last year, and then he bought and obviously Brayley has come in there
on the bench,
and come in from the bench.
Strong Raiders. It's a strong Raiders side, mate. Still very strong.
We don't know about the 7.
We do, mate.
We don't.
Well, under Ricky,
mate,
he's going to be fine, mate. And he doesn't have to play a starring role, Dobbo. Ethan Strange is the key for the Raiders this year.
Yeah.
If he can have a similar year to last year and own some moments a bit more, which I saw that from him on the Kangaroo Tour. I'm a big fan of Ethan's. If he needs to have a big season for the Raiders to continue, and their middle forwards too. They got some.
I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid on Manly but I looked at their roster this morning and like Olakau'atu.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, mate. Olakau'atu, Travojevic, all three are there.
Yeah,
mate. You look at Fogarty, you look at Brooks, mate. Kohler, Saab. They've got some strike.
They still got some strike. And their middle
the 14 is the one that's interesting. He's
Walsh.
Joey Walsh. He's a Narrabeen local. He's down from there, mate. He's growing up on the northern beaches. Everybody I talk to, I've got people very close to him. Mate of mine's son is best mates with him. Lovely kid, just made for it. And he's absolutely going to lights out. Now, they've started conservative with Fogarty and Brooks. But, mate, why do they name him as a 14? He's not a hooker, he's a half. So,
I reckon what you'll find will happen is Brooks will go into 9. And
then Walsh goes into
the halves. Maybe to finish a game off or... a lot of pressure on the Manly club before a ball is kicked, isn't there? Yeah, a lot of noise around.
Well, Siebes is under pressure, mate.
And
Siebes is under pressure. I know you
Tom
can't say.
Travojevic, again, they're putting heat on him. He's the fullback. He's one of our elite players. He's had a good rest. His body wasn't quite right the back end of last year. So
tip him, mate. Who are you tipping?
Yeah, I'm going to go at home. I'm going to go against Manly, the Raiders. The big question mark for the Raiders: can they repeat what happened last year? Can they do it this time? Last year, everyone said they'd. Well, not everyone. Most people, or a few, had them winning the wooden spoon. I got them in my 8. I got everyone in my 8, to be honest. But they need this. They need to fire up again like Ricky. Will get them going. We know Ricky better than anyone. So
yeah, I'm not questioning about Ricky. I just don't think. I just think.
Ethan Strange needs to smash it out of the park again this year, and they'll be thereabouts.
All right, I'm going to give you a little bit of a reality check here.
Oh, okay.
Right, round 3 last year, Manly put 50 on them at 4 points. Right on Canberra.
Yeah.
It was a horrible day.
That's after 2 wins.
Poor old KO
They went to Vegas and they beat the Warriors. Yeah. And they came back to the Raiders and they beat the Broncos. Yeah. So they were on a high, mate.
Yeah. And then they go there and KO Weeks dropped about 1,000 balls. He had a bad day. Sebastian Chris had a disallowed try and the whole thing, he got sinned in. It fell apart. Manly always start the season well. Everybody drinks the Kool-Aid up the Manly. So I'm going to give... Look, Rick, I agree with you that Canberra are going to contend for the premiership, but they will not open their season with a win on Saturday night. I think Manly win it,
right?
And they'll all get around each other and there'll be Eagle Rock and everybody, and then you know what? As the year goes on. But anyway, and I'm going to tip Manly. I'm just tipping Manly. I think that that they will get away. And look, don't get me wrong. Kevie Black, Rick, get this boy into first grade.
Let's have a look at Ethan Sanders.
Well, first. I'm just saying
he's a bit older than Kevie.
I'm on team Kevie Black.
Yeah, I love Kevie too, mate. I think he's a very good young player.
Get him in there.
Thrive down there. Right, Sunday. Here, you going to this one?
Yeah, I'm part of the coverage. Sin bin from 11 o'clock Queensland time, 12 o'clock New South Wales time.
Who's on the sin bin this year? Same game.
The great raging Bull Gordon Tallis, my mate James Graham, the buy round, and we had hoops obviously well documented.
Now who's come in now there?
And then we had Buzz retired.
Yeah.
Then we went and got Mick Chamis. Well, he's decided to take the PNG Chiefs. So fourth in line, Mr. Peabody. Brent Reid is now part of... so we got Reedy there. Dolphins v South. Wayne Bennett playing against his first club. Max Plath kicking off in... he's playing Queensland Cup this weekend.
Yeah, he's playing with his brother.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
And I like that.
And,
I can't split these two, so I'm interested to know. I can't split these two teams.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? The Dolphins...
pull their stack.
Very strong side still, even without 4 or 5 of their top liners not there. Daniel Saifidi, Max Plath, as you just mentioned, Jack Bostock not playing either, Molo, and Marshall King all unavailable. And still,
Marshall King's injured. Bostock's coming back from the knee.
Max is playing, yeah.
Francis Molo suspended from
a couple of weeks. Now, the big one is Tommy Flegler back.
Mate, Flegler, Saifidi, Gilbert, Fini Fuiaki.
No, Saifidi's not playing.
Oh, he's got the shoulder.
Yeah. Gilbert's there, though.
Gilbert's there.
That's the 8 and the 10. That's two good middle forwards.
Mate, that's great. Man, Fini Fuiaki and Connolly Lemuelu and, mate, Morgan Knowles. Yeah. I mean, that pack is like...
Very good.
Very good.
Right.
And then you go Isaac Katoa, Nicarima, Avarillo, Herbie, one wing, Cobbo, the other wing, Jermaine Azarko, and you've got the hammer.
Yeah.
So then you go to the bench and you go, okay, what's that? Brad Schneider, Trey Fuller, you got Ray Stone, let's not Oren Keeley, they are.
They got good depth. The Dolphins, very good depth.
Kurt Donahue, mate. Kafusi's off the bench. So I mean,
yeah. I think obviously the Dolphins are favourites. South have come up here, but South have got some big ins as well, haven't they? Mitchell back.
Yeah, Mitchell's back. David Fafita. I mean, the halfbacks where, because...
Brandon Smith's out. He's had the calf injury.
And so's Jai Arrow. Now, I just want to talk about Jai Arrow. Everybody's saying he's going to medically retire. He's not medically retiring. He's got the same sort of injury as that. They're giving it 6 weeks. Right. He's seeing a specialist.
Same sort of injury as who?
As Flegg with the shoulder, with the nerve damage. Now, I spoke to Wayne yesterday about it, and I said, am I right in saying that he's not going to be medically retired? He said 100%. He said he will be back this year.
Right.
But he's certainly not medically retired.
But that's a worry for South because he's obviously a very strong part.
Yeah, but I tell you what, they've left some blokes out, like Matt LeBlanc. They've left some blokes
Keon
out.
Kolomatangi up front. He's a good middle forward.
Let me just have a look completely at their side because I've got to be honest with you.
Latrell Mitchell, Campbell Graham's back,
Alex Johnson,
Cameron
Jack
Murray's
Whiten,
back,
Cam Murray.
So outside of the Broncos v Penrith, I reckon is the match of the round. I might even go down there to Suncorp and just sit there with Narelle and just watch the game and enjoy it's going to be a tremendous game. What's old
You want me to get you? Well,
Wayne Bennett been up to?
He's very happy. Jai Gray at fullback. Ashton Ward, the 7's the question mark.
No, he's a goer, mate. He won't let you down.
Well, Tavita Totola, Bronson Garlic, and Keon. Fafita, Ewan Aiken, Cam Murray. Ewan Aiken up against his former team. Then you look at the bench. Mamazoulis, so he'll come up the bench. So he's your rotational hooker. Tallis Duncan, Lachlan Hubner against his old Sean Kepi, Jaden Sullivan, and Graham Tafu. Look, who's not there is Matt LeBlanc. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, the Dolphins need to get out of the box, and so does South. South's are my smoky this year, Dobbo. Actually, these two. Can I have two smokies?
No, you can't.
All right. I'll come back to you next week.
Who's your tip?
I'm going to tip the Dolphins at home, but not with any conviction. Is Katoa fit? Is he Katoa fit?
Spoke to him yesterday. He's ready to go.
He missed training last week.
He's right to go. I spoke to him yesterday.
Right?
Yep.
Well, if they can, they're lethal, that left edge with Farnworth and Big Herbie. Is Herbie's hair right this week?
I'm going to tip South, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, you just
I'm not.
You just talk the Dolphins up and then
put a
line through them.
No.
I reckon South will play their best football in a month, right? Because there's a lot of guys that haven't played a lot of football there, right? Dave Fafita, right, hasn't played a lot of footy. Cameron Murray hasn't played a lot of footy. Campbell Graham hasn't played. So they might be a few weeks into it. So that's I'm going for the Dolphins. And Flegler back. I saw him in the trial game. Shadow boxing before he got out.
He's right to go, mate. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to tip the Dolphins as well.
Yeah,
so just so we go through it, so everybody knows, here's Kevie's tips for the remainder of round 1. Melbourne Storm at Amy Park. Roosters in New Zealand.
Well, Brisbane. Let's just go both, because I want to have a bit of a competition with you this year.
Well, we're both on the same page at the moment.
Right.
Okay. We're on the same page.
Yep.
Brisbane against Penrith.
I'll take Brisbane.
Yep. You're saying Cronulla against the Titans. You're backed against a Queensland team. Gordy, your best mate, straight away.
We mightn't be best mates anymore.
Okay. Then you're going to take Canberra
over Manly. You're going Manly.
I think I'm going to go Manly.
You're going against your best mate.
Yeah. Well, we're going against the Dolphins. Sorry, Rick. And then we both go the Dolphins.
Yep.
Righto.
We've got to do the Clear Mountain Stud.
I want to talk about the Clear Mountain Stud now. I mean, Bob, Mick, Lisa, the families out there, unbelievable family.
Yeah.
And if I'm true, people need to go and have a look at their website, because these guys have the most unbelievable setup.
We've been up there.
We've been up there to Nobby. We've been up the Nobby. We'll be going up there again, mate. They're three stallions. Alpine Edge. That's he's the Grand Poobah. He's an outstanding early 2-year-old performer, and his progeny's going on. Worthy Cause and Love Conquers All. That's my favourite. Love Conquers All.
Conquer all.
It does,
That's
mate.
A great name
we
for
love love. Clear Mountain Stud are the prominent sellers at auctions in Queensland. They've got and look, whether or not a lot of people out there don't understand the racing industry, but if you've got a group of mates or a family and you're looking to try and get involved, these guys, mate, rugby league and racehorses, that's what they love.
But we went up there, Dobbo, and you could just feel when you drove into the
great
place,
people.
the love that they have.
What about Bob's Chooks? That's what I want. I want some fresh eggs, Bob. Yeah, Clear Mountain Stud. Breeding racehorses, educating racehorses. They've got agistment if you want. So agistment, if you've got a racehorse that needs spelling, they do that as well. They stand the following size. And Australia-wide, if you want to get involved or syndicate a horse, these are the people to go and talk to.
Well, they are the difference when it comes to...
They are the difference. So the difference for this week for the remainder of round one, Kevin Walters.
Yeah, that's an easy choice for me. The match of the round here at Suncorp Stadium, Reece Walsh will be the difference for the Broncos yet again.
Wow. Okay. I mean, you've drunk the Kool-Aid. Yeah. I mean, is it the haircut, or is it what he said yesterday that he's ready to roll?
I think more what he said yesterday. His haircut,
Bit of criticism out of the south. He's the Clear Mountain Stud difference for round one.
Yeah. Let's
see as we preview the remainder.
How many we get right on the difference?
Yeah. Now, please go and have a look at Clear Mountain Stud. It's there. If you want to get involved, we can't speak enough. This is their hat. It's not a bad one. At least you've done a good job. Alpine Edge, Worthy Cause, Love Conquers All. They're the three stallions standing there. Whether or not you want to syndicate, whether or not you want to breed some mares, that's the place to go to. Clear Mountain Stud, big supporters, and they will be sponsoring the difference for the remainder of the year. Reece Walsh, the difference for this weekend.
Watch out for the Panthers, though, Broncos fans. They are coming up here to do a job.
Yep. Now,
Yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a leader.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
Nathan Cleary, Edwards. Be ready, folks. It's going to be a cracking game.
They might even get Zach Lomax yet. God forbid.
Well,
Kevie.
We want him playing in the NRL, Dobbo.
Anyway, move on. That's almost it. But before we wrap up the show today, obviously we've done the difference. The Queensland Cup gets underway. It gets under the way this weekend. And look, we'll go through the games. Wynnum take on the Maggies. That's at BMD Cougarai Oval, 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. Seagulls, Tweed, take on the Falcons. That's at Pigabeen, down on the Tweed, 5 o'clock. Devils take on the Mackay Cutters. That's at in Brisbane at Bashett Park. They call it Premier's Park now, Brisbane.
Now, just on that, so the Dolphins, they're playing all their players in their top 30 in their Queensland Cup team.
Yeah. So the Dolphins at KO Stadium at Redcliffe.
That'll be a strong side.
Yeah, have a look. And I mean this when you have a look at that. They're taking on the Burleigh Bears, the reigning premiers. But you should have a look. Like there's, mate, you know who's in that side for, and we talked about Max Plath. He's coming off the bench.
Yeah, his brother. He's playing with his brother.
But Carl Olapau,
right,
is playing at 6. And I like that Jordan Plath is obviously in that side.
So where's Maxie playing? Is he playing
Max
13?
is coming off the bench wearing the number 14.
Yep.
And
Jordan starting at hooker, is he?
Jordan starting at hooker. So there's a lot to like there with that. Then you go across. So that's a big one. Clydesdales, go the Walkers. Take on the Tigers. That's at Toowoomba.
Right.
Well done to Ben and Shane Walker. And I expect some surprise. I expect it's going to be all right. They're going to do all right.
The Clydes? Yeah,
Matty Parcell is the captain. Go, you good thing. We love Matt Parcell.
Boy.
And look, they're just working hard. They're going to be a good side. Then you've got the Jetters taking on the Blackhawks. That's a goodener because obviously North Ipswich Reserve is getting refurbished at the moment.
For the Olympics?
Yep. And then the last game, the PNG Hunters over at Port Moresby taking on the CQ Capras.
Right.
We should mention, though, the big H. Harry Walters in the starting back row for the Maggies. Mate, H, you got too many tats, but we love you, brother. You go hard. Good on you, mate. Go hard. Wearing the number 12 jersey.
He's got to go hard. That's what he has to do.
It's a good side. They've got a good team.
Well, they're up against their co-tenants with the Wynnum, aren't they?
Yeah.
With the Broncos.
You did. Yeah, you're right. So
it'll be a great match down there at Wynnum on Saturday afternoon.
it's going to be good. No doubt Kevie will be there.
No, I'll be in Sydney, actually, Fox. I'll be able to watch it on Q Plus TV.
Well, at least you get to watch your son. H, rip in, brother. We love you. That's it from us here. Enjoy your rugby league. Footy's back. We'll see you again on Monday.